All right, questions from 717 from this past Sunday have to do with the skanta media, the middle knowledge. So if God is omniscient and omnipresent, it means that God is completely and fully present at every place and every time in the universe. So he is completely and fully God and fully present in his divine attributes on the planet Jupiter in 1920 as he is today in Grand Prairie, Texas. And so it's not that part of God is in those times and places, but all of him. The complete fullness of the deity of God is everywhere present. Psalm 139 captures this. Where can I go from your presence? And then Psalm 139 also captures not only the ubiquitous nature of God, but also the time passage where God is in all places, where he says, before I was formed in my mother's womb, you knew me. Before there was a word on my tongue, you know it. That God has full knowledge of these things. Okay, but that also means if there is any sense of freedom at all, in other words, people make decisions, which the Bible implies they do, make free will decisions, that God also has full knowledge of all the free will decisions somebody might make but didn't make, and all the implications of those things. So it's not just that God knows everything that has happened, everything that is happening, everything that will happen, but he also knows all the possible scenarios that could have happened. And so the middle knowledge, the skanta media, is this knowledge of how things could play out if done differently. What if Jesus had been born in 500 BC or 500 AD and all the implications of human history from that? And so with that, you get statements like Paul in Galatians where he says, at just the right time, Christ was born of a virgin, born under the law. So he says at just the right time. Romans 5 also uses that phrase, at just the right time. And I think at just the right time has both chronological emphasis, but also just the right time in terms of culture and the theological implications, all those kinds of things. Well, for God to know that it's just the right time means that he knew when there was not right times, which means he knew the implications of Jesus being born in 500 BC or 500 AD. He knew the implications of all that would have on Genghis Khan and Adolf Hitler, and all the implications of European intrigue versus African intrigue and Asian intrigue, and the founding of America through Native Americans, and the founding of Europeans first coming to America, and all the implications of that. And so God's perfect knowledge enough to not only know what has happened, what is happening, and what will happen, but all the things that would impact those things. And that permutation of events is even greater in number than the actual events themselves. In other words, there's far more possible things that could have happened than things that actually happened. So the skanta media, though it is about knowledge of things that never occurred, actually contains more information than the nearly infinite amount of information that's already there in the things that have actually occurred. So that's what theologians refer to as the middle knowledge of God, the knowledge in between the things that did actually occur and will actually occur, the things that could have occurred. So that's what skanta media is about. That's a good question. We'll see you guys on Sunday night.